Welcome to We're All Just Faking It. This is episode 32. Today we're talking about the impact of social media on our mental health. With us today we have Dana, Blaze, and myself, Steph. How are you? How did you fake it last week? Good to see ya. Did you guys fake it last week? I don't know if I did.
I didn't really fake it last week.
I'm just preparing for vacation, and that's about all I know right now is that I have too much to do and there's just not enough hours in the day. And I don't think I faked it. I just am just overtly tired. I'm not afraid to vocalize it.
I'm burnt out, slightly depressed, stressed, 24/7. But I have a holiday this week, so yay.
What are you doing for the holiday?
Assignment.
Oh.
Yeah.
But you get to learn and grow in that opportunity, right? Silver lining a little bit?
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I
know you're tired.
Be in my pajamas if I want to be.
That's a benefit.
And I don't have to be at work, which is nice.
I feel that though. I think I put that on my reasons why I prefer to work from home list is that I don't actually have to wear real pants. I can wear comfy pants.
I was going to say that no one's going to know if I'm wearing pajama bottoms.
No, how would they know?
Yeah, how would they know?
Naked underneath this line right here. This line right here could be naked. You would never know. That's my secret.
And I get to see my cat for the whole week. I don't have to go to work and abandon her for a bit. So that's nice too.
Oh, that's going to be amazing. You got to pull her up like a little stool next to you.
Oh, yeah. She has her seat permanently next to me all the time.
That is so cute. Mira's right there.
Oh, show all the babies on screen.
I can't. He's here though. It's a pain situation.
we
honestly.
No,
see, he makes me mad because I bought him a bed. You can see it right there in the back with my craft project last night, but he doesn't fucking lay on it. Nobody uses the bed. They prefer to lay on the ground or lay right against my wheels.
Mira is the exact same way. There's a bed on this side of me to the right of me that you can't see. She lays either on the futon or on the floor, but never the bed.
You gave your dog a choice between a futon and a dog bed. I don't know what you expected, but he's literally choosing the floor over a Tempur-Pedic dog bed.
Well, I mean, to be fair, she will get off of the futon to lay onto the floor.
So I've got a question for you. Do you guys have social media accounts for your animals?
No.
But I do post Cassie on my social media. I just don't have one dedicated to her.
I do. I don't update it that often. Butterfinger has her own Instagram.
How did I not know this?
Facebook page.
Yeah, we need to be following there.
Yeah, we need to follow.
I will share this in the resources section, but that's her Instagram handle there in the chat.
Amazing.
I have a Facebook page for Izzo, but I never go on Facebook, so I never update it. And I can't add any more Instagram accounts to my phone, so I can't make one for Izzo. So I gave it to Vrona to do, and it was his responsibility. And he doesn't update it either. I just I end up posting the animals on my own social medias, therefore ruining the aesthetic of the niche that I'm trying to fit into. It's a problem. So
I mean,
on the topic of mental
health and animals, is it even worth it?
No, and I've posted some really fucking cute videos on there. The people on my crafting socials are blessed to have so many animal videos. But it does make me mad because I could make money. That's my toxic trait is if I just pivoted and abandoned the crafting social media, I could focus on the animal social media and I could monetize the shit out of it and actually make some good money. So on the topic of bad, shitty mental health things with social media, don't be like me. Don't do what I'm trying to do. Because I don't even like social media. I don't really want to be on it. It is toxic as fuck. And it's addicting. And it's just a never-ending serotonin black hole of depression. In moderation.
Yeah, definitely in moderation. Do you guys set like
Fun.
limits for yourself with social media? No.
No.
I
You
because I
just
work marketing for a living, I can't.
Oh, yeah,
So
that
at
makes
least
sense.
so I will pivot though. Like I'll get off of my social media and go jump on the work one because at least then I'm doing like
Work.
for it, I guess. Right? I hate it though.
Yeah, I don't really set times for myself as well.
What about with like your significant others in social media? Mine hates it. He's only on Twitter and I just troll the fuck out of him on his Twitter because all he does is like talk shit to people and talk about politics, which is hilarious. But
Reagan's
like
like never on social media.
I know that there's definitely issues with couples and social. You guys ever seen a joint profile?
Oh my god.
Tell me you're insecure without telling me you're insecure.
Yeah. Those always make me think that they're like overcompensating for something.
Somebody cheated.
Mhm.
Somebody's got trust issues.
See, when I was with my ex, he didn't even have like Facebook or literally any social media whatsoever. Didn't have Twitch, didn't have TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, anything. Literally nothing. I'm like,
Green
how
flag?
can I find anything about you online?
Maybe like the only green flag that he had.
I mean,
I think
is
it
that
was
a
more of
green
a
flag
red
though?
flag.
Red
I
flag if
don't
someone
know.
doesn't have social media?
Not even
I
like
mean,
one thing. Like you didn't even make a Facebook when you were like a dumb kid. Like,
oh,
dude.
well, yeah, okay. That makes sense because like most of us have at least made one account at some point.
Yeah. Someone's
Yeah.
had like a Twitter at some point, right? Or like they've
Right.
made
Yeah.
something to find out or like to seem cool or to fit in. Like the reason I have Facebook is because everyone in my school had Facebook. So if you didn't have Facebook, what were you doing?
God, remember when Facebook was cool?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, I feel like a dinosaur. Man, I miss MySpace. Did you guys get to experience MySpace?
No, it
No,
was slightly
Oh,
before.
MySpace was
unfortunately.
great. Man, that top 8 section, let me tell you, the issues you had with people. Crazy. So like we were chatting about screen detoxes. So like I I try to spend as much and as little time on social media as possible up until like probably an hour before this episode. I had never really personally considered a screen detox myself. Like I saw one mention of it on Twitter and then you guys brought it up and I was like, "Oh, huh, maybe." But I can't. How do you do a screen detox when you do it for work?
I mean, I know someone in our community, I won't put their name out here, but I know they do a screen detox on a Sunday. They like kind of put their phone away. They don't kind of go on it. They just do activities or whatever they want to do during the day, go for a walk, paint, whatever, and they just don't have their phone with them. And so like they'll be like, "Oh, hey, sorry I didn't answer your message yesterday. I was on my screen detox and stuff." It's like, "Yeah, no worries. Like, good for you." I
Huh.
wish I had that kind of like I don't know, accountability, willpower.
But computers count in that though, right? The screen detox?
I think it depends. I think you can set that yourself.
Yeah,
So if you
definitely.
want
Because
it to be
the
all
phone's not the
screen,
issue. The general technology is the issue.
but
It's
then do
not
you
the
include
phone.
no TV, no phone, no
Yeah, right?
computer,
That's
no
what I'm
Switch,
saying.
just completely
Yeah.
enjoy yourself. Imagine like when you were a kid and you like barely ever like looked at the telly or was on the computer and you didn't even like have Wi-Fi on your phone at that point, like, and you would just do dumb kid stuff and not care.
I had video games since I was
Oh,
like
okay,
6.
Yeah, same. I had video games for a long time,
well,
but I played a lot outside of video games though as a kid.
Same.
Like
I did a
just
lot of
like
reading,
the
a lot of art.
bike, being with
Yeah,
friends, playing
being
with
outdoors.
like Bratz and Barbies, Polly Pockets, all of those types
Oh,
of things.
Barbies.
Polly
You
Pockets
guys ever
were
set up
the
like
Polly Pockets were the shit.
my cousins had Polly Pockets. I never got into them. I had Beanie Babies. Beanie Babies
Yeah,
were my
Beanie
fucking jam.
Babies.
I'd set them all up and act out like little scenes with them with like the Barbies and the Kens, and there was always like the bears against the Barbies. I was a strange child.
I only ever had girl Barbies. I guess I just thought the boy
Same.
Barbies looked dumb. So
Yeah.
I just constantly had like single parents or like roommates.
All of
Mhm.
my boy Barbies were like Disney princes. So it was
Oh,
like the one from The Little Mermaid, and then Eric.
Prince
I had
Eric.
Eric. Yep.
Going back to
It was
the
fun.
topic of screen detoxes, I think that's why I like going to my parents' house so much, is because I'm not like on my computer as much, like I'm not on my phone as much. I'm usually outside whenever I go there because they have such a beautiful yard. I'm just sitting outside taking in the day. Um it's such
Honestly,
a nice time.
same. When I go see my grandparents, I'm barely ever on my phone. I don't have my computer because I'm away from my house. So I'm not sitting on Discord. I'm not like doing all those things. And we sit outside and chat. Like I don't barely ever go outside. Like on my week off, I'm probably not gonna like go outside that much. I mean, I should go for mental health walks, but I probably won't.
Yes,
But like when I
do.
go there, we go out, we do things, we talk and stuff. I think because when I'm at home, I'm by myself like pretty much all the time, even when like my family's at home. So it's like I just turn to social media or I turn to Discord or I just scroll TikTok because then I'm like kind of one, I'm escaping kind of my life for a bit, and two, I feel a little bit connected with somebody instead of just sat here like by myself, feeling lonely.
I don't see, it's like I hear that a lot from people, right? Like internet interaction does make them feel ultimately like lonely and alone. I don't feel that much with internet interaction. I think that's why I've never considered a screen detox, because I don't hang out with people in real life. Like I work with people in real life sometimes. I don't even honestly like doing that. I am very comfy where I am in my environment with my animals and like my space. Like I do crave human interaction, but it's not very often. It's only like a couple times a year.
Well, when my Discord was hacked and I was kicked out, and I can message in my Discord or anyone else's or talk to anybody or anything else, and I didn't have access to everyone that I would normally talk to. I just had whoever I could try and message on Twitter. And by the way, people do not answer their DMs in Twitter, and I get it because a lot of the time your DMs are just people trying to sell you things. So I completely get it. Or I think Fiona messaged me on Instagram, and I don't check my Instagram DMs very often. I'm quite bad at that as well. So. And I felt so alone. All those people, amazing people in my community, my friends, I was like, I might never be able to find some of these people who aren't on social media ever again. And I felt so alone because normally like somebody's somewhere in Discord if you really want to talk to somebody, or you can do like I do
Yep.
movie nights a lot of the time to kind of have that interaction, which is really nice. So I would say like I 100% Discord. I always have open when I'm on my computer. I check Discord when I'm on my phone and I'm away from my computer. I would say Discord I do turn to a lot for like when I feel lonely, more than like Twitter. And like I don't see Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat as like social media for like spending time and chatting with people. Like I like to talk to people on Twitter, but I don't see it as a kind of as close as Discord kind of thing. Whereas like you can have a proper conversation,
Absolutely.
a nice like private conversation if you want.
Completely. I think that's what set Facebook apart back in the day, where you had like groups and you could have full blown conversations, and then they incorporated like the video chatting with it. Discord, same thing for me. That is like my main social media. And even then, I feel like I need to get better about it. But that's because I'm pulling my attention to other social media channels for like promotion efforts. And it's like work, basically. You got to juggle all of them. So it's like you can't even really it's hard to maintain a social life on the internet just as much as it is in real life. It's a little bit easier. So you don't have to take the time to like travel places and mutually have things free in your schedule for it. With the internet, you can pretty much hop on instantly.
See, I find I also like doom scroll a lot on TikTok, and I know recently a friend of mine has just deleted their Twitter app, TikTok app. Sorry, there's too many T names of social media. Their TikTok app, and deactivated their account and everything just to stop themselves from mindlessly scrolling through so much and spending all their time on TikTok. And see, I would do that, but like all my drafts are on there, so kind of don't want to do that.
Have you tried just taking it off of your home screen?
It's not on my home screen.
Oh, at all?
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know Androids that much, because I know we kind of talked about this the other day, but they've got like so you've got your home screens, and then you've got like in the corner, and then it
Yeah.
brings up all your like stuff.
Your app drawer?
And so I normally go onto that to
Heck
find
yeah.
most of my stuff.
How often do you find yourself like doom scrolling through TikTok?
Um, in the mornings, not so much because I've like got to go somewhere, but I do have it on while I'm getting ready, just like to have something going on. When I get
Same.
home, quite a lot. Like I'm like, oh, I just watch a couple, and then I'm just like, because I'm just so exhausted, and my brain just doesn't want to do anything else but watch like nice things. But then it's not always obviously nice to your For You page, and sometimes you've got like sad parts of a film or something else, or like a sad thing about an animal, and then I'm just like crying. I know I spoke to Brayden about this a bit, where like TikTok really kind of changes your emotions quite quickly. You can go from like laughing at a video to be like crying at something to be like shocked by it. It's obviously not healthy, like the such a dramatic change in your emotions.
What about starting a new TikTok account and retraining your For You page to show you happier stuff? Like purposely
Yes.
not engaging with anything that brings any negative feeling, like long clicking on it saying I'm not interested in this, and you curate a different kind of social media. Like I'm not saying like get rid of your other account, but if you had a separate one where it's like your current account's kind of pissing you off, jump into the other one and see if it's any better. And
Yeah.
also, I kind of noticed taking a week off of TikTok kind of reset my algorithm a little bit. Like I came back to it and it was really boring. Because that like TikTok moves so quickly, the trends go so quickly. One week to the next, it's a completely different
Oh
feed.
yeah, 100%.
I know when I was saying TikTok like super hard, I found myself doom scrolling so much more. But now that I'm not really posting on TikTok, I don't find myself like just mindlessly scrolling through a lot.
I took it off my home screen permanently now. It's not on there. I
Mine
won't do
has
it. I have to go
never
work.
been on my home
Forget it.
screen.
I think it also depends, like I think for people's mental health and stuff, if we're going like if we're talking about that in relation to kind of like doom scrolling, social media and stuff, I do feel like if you're stressed a lot, if you have something to escape from, it's a lot easier to fall into that pattern of I'm just gonna doom scroll, because like everything, life just gets too much and there's like no escape from it, and then you can be sucked into your phone and just keep flicking to the next video to the next. It's very hard once you're kind of in that to get yourself out of it at the time, I think.
There's also the choice to download, like, go through the time of downloading all of your drafts or posting them privately and saving them and deleting the app. That's always an option if TikTok's an issue. I found myself like pivoting. I would like open Instagram Reels and then I would scroll a couple and realize that it sucked and close the app. And then I did the same thing with YouTube Reels or Shorts. Scroll a couple because my feed's not curated and it sucks. So I get back off of it.
See, that's the reason why I got TikTok, because beforehand I was like basically doing scrolling TikTok short, YouTube shorts and Instagram reels, but like you can't see the time when you're doing that on the YouTube shorts. and Instagram Reels, because you kind of enter a new screen and then you can't see like the top bar. So I found that was actually worse for me because I couldn't see what the time was. I couldn't see how long I was spending on there. Whereas at least with TikTok, I can see the time at the top.
It's crazy. I didn't realize that those apps hid your top bar when you go
Yeah,
into.
because it essentially full screens, I guess. So
That's
it like,
predatory. That's predatory as fuck.
yeah,
I
that's
wonder
what made
if
me
those
cringe.
apps have like the ad that scrolls where it's like, stop right there. You've been scrolling for way too long.
I kind of like it. I like that you can swipe ads as well, whereas like with YouTube, you're kind of stuck watching that ad until it's
Oh my
over,
god, yeah.
and that's so irritating.
Have either
Yeah.
of you set your phones to like grayscale before to like try and not be on social media or on your phone
Yeah,
as much?
I haven't, but I do use focus modes. I want my
I
try
use
grayscale.
focus modes a lot.
My
I
shit's
don't.
colorful.
I have tried grayscale before. I know that a couple of us in Braylon's Discord were talking about it before, and how, like, if you have grayscale, you kind of take the serotonin out of your phone with all the bright, nice colors to look at and stuff, and then it becomes more boring to look at. And I did try that. I know it's worked for some people and not for others, but I have not tried focus mode. I'm interested in how it helps you guys.
It
Focus
just
modes are so
silences.
helpful because you can silence notifications as well as you can set apps to your specific homepage. And there's a whole bunch of other really cool things. I use it all the time. Like, my focus page changes when I'm working versus when I'm just like off of work. So like I have Outlook and a bunch of other like apps that I use for work that shows up on my home screen only during the hours of, I think I have it 8 to 5 probably. That's
Yeah.
my
And is
guess.
that, do you only do that on your phone or do you do that on your computer as well?
So if I can do it on my Mac computer, but I don't actually use that. So no, I don't really use it on my desktop. So only my
So is this
phone.
like just an Apple function that you're talking about at the moment?
I
I
don't
think
know if there's
Android has a
something
version.
similar for Android, but there probably is.
There probably is. I think Android actually has work mode and then it allows you to have like whole separate apps for work purposes. But I don't know if it's all Android phones or if it's specific to a particular like flagship model.
Yeah,
No, focus mode's great. 'Cause, like I have one for streaming too. So that way if I'm sharing like my iPad screen, certain notifications are just
that's
completely blocked.
smart.
Certain apps won't show up. I accidentally doxed myself a couple times. I've doxed myself so many fucking times on my stream. Like, it's really not hard to find me, but I just would rather not broadcast it, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Fair
I
enough.
mean, I do this goddamn podcast and my whole fucking name's on it. So, fuck.
I really
um,
can't
I
tell,
was
and there does
watching.
seem to be a focus time on at least my Android, which is nice. Might be maybe trying
Heck
that this
yeah!
week to help myself get some work done. Maybe just a little
I
bit.
was watching a
Yeah,
video
I'll look
with
at it.
this guy. I forget what his name was, but he was talking about getting off of his phone, which I really think pertains to this video a lot. And one of the things he tried out is a light phone, which I had never heard of it before. But think of a like a Kindle, but in in like a phone form. That's what it looks like. So it's gray, it's very super simplistic, sleek. I'll link it in a second. Just let
Oh,
me
yeah.
copy it because I have it up. But it only has like a certain number of apps. They're very like minimal. It's like it's kind of designed like older phones but in like a modern way. So there's, I think it comes with only a handful of apps that you can use, but there's more that you can download. So one, I think it comes with an alarm for sure, and then a calculator, directions, a music player, so it's kind of like a super small MP3 player, um, It has notes and voice memo. It has calendar and a podcast app as well. And
So
it's
you can still
not,
listen to
What?
us.
yeah, it's not supposed to, um, it's not supposed to be a replacement for your phone. It's just there to give you like an outlet to still have a phone, but get away from social media and everything else about like
Oh,
your
I
regular
like that.
phone.
I
I
love
suppose
that their model's not to replace your phone.
Yeah, it's not meant as a replacement. It's just meant to give you another outlet.
like the alternative, probably cheaper version, is to just get like a little like crappy phone from like the
Yeah, like
phone
a
store.
burner.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and then just have that for like when you need to have calls and stuff and not be on your phone all the time.
Yeah, it's
Totally.
funny
But
because
this looks so much nicer.
in the video he was mentioning that people had bought it and like originally it wasn't meant to replace your phone, but so many people actually loved it that they were like, "Hey, we actually would like this to replace our phone." So they added all these new apps that are super minimal but still functions the way that you would want it to. So anything that you would
Hey.
use on like a daily basis.
Hmm.
Cuz like the
Right?
GPS, you don't have the GPS on like a lot of those older phones. You just don't.
True.
But this still gives you a GPS and music, which is kind of cool.
It is
Honestly, for
interesting, isn't it?
$30.
How for a while we had like um iPods or MP3 players and phones and stuff, and we
Mhm.
had like all these different things, and now they're all combined into your phone. And now we kind of want to go back to more simplicity where we had several things for instead of it all being on your phone and distracting you.
It's because the people that manufacture these motherfuckers didn't do their due diligence in making sure that nobody got fucking addicted to this shit. No one thought about the long-term implications of putting
Yeah,
everything in a
no.
goddamn little light box. And now we're figuring it out for ourselves. So, and honestly, some humans just are not cut out to look at a tiny fucking little light box that long, and that's okay. They got to do what's best for them. There's plenty of people though that thrive in a technical environment that they literally like. But I do wonder though, if Notion ever went down, what the fuck would I do? What would I do? I need to learn how to do like the para method in GTD and something other than Notion. Because like if that shit imploded, I'm fucked.
Have to go back to like pencil and paper or
Oh,
Find some
notebooks. I
post-it
could
notes.
notebooks, post-it
I
notes.
honestly, I just wouldn't be able to get done as much as I get done because you can only fit so many things on a piece of paper. You know what I mean?
Mm.
I would probably go to bullet journaling.
That's
I love
interesting.
bullet journaling until I had to make the next month of Bujo.
That's
January
the
was
worst
great. And
thing.
then February came and I'm like, oh, I gotta do this again. I gotta do this every fucking month or do this in like quarters. Bruh. Bruh. I
Oh,
mean, it's
that's
good
another
content.
thing. That's another thing I was looking at is that like a lot of times people that are bullet journaling, they'll like add in all of these things that they don't actually need. Because you cannot tell me that you don't have a calendar somewhere else. So
People
why are
have
you
calendars
making
for their
it?
Bujo?
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of times.
Oh, okay. You said calendar and a calculator is what I envisioned in my head. I'm like, but how? Sorry
I
about
was
that.
like, what?
What the fuck are you? I did the same thing. I put the calendar in there. It's because it's the aesthetic. It's the
Yeah,
aesthetic.
people
You
do
want to
it,
be
but
able to
like,
have
do
the
you really
aesthetic.
need it?
The
No,
problem
you
is
don't
with
actually need
Notion,
it.
you can just easily like like duplicate what you've done, whereas with your bullet journal, you got to redo it, and it's all for the aesthetic. And I'll be honest, the second month, I don't give a shit about the aesthetic, and then it just goes
Mhm.
because I'm like, I can't be bothered.
Dude, good notes. But like that's what I'm saying. Like technology is so convenient and it helps so much and it increases efficiency so much that it's easy to get sucked into it. I I get it, man. I get it. Maybe then that's what you do, is that you have something in your life. Like I do the crafting thing, but now I'm kind of on a digital art kick, but I still do tangible stuff. Like I'm making a piñata. You got to do stuff that you work with your hands and make your brain work in a different way. Technology, it makes you kind of fucking stupid. Like you're letting
I do think if
fucking GPT do the job for you.
I do think as well, like with screen detoxes, if people struggle because like they're like, oh well, I need my phone because so and so might contact me and stuff. You can just like say, okay, I'm gonna do this thing for like a couple of hours, and I'm just gonna put my phone to the side so I can put my full focus on this, and just have like a 3 hour detox or something. I know for mine, I have like a digital well-being thing, and it tells me whether I've been on my phone more hours than last week or less hours and stuff like that. And maybe the first thing you do is just try and reduce the amount of hours you're on your phone rather than say, okay, the whole of this day I'm not going to be on my phone, because that can be hard for people. And I think a lot of us struggle with this all or nothing mentality. Like if you look at your phone once in that day, you're like, oh, well, I guess I better just doom scroll TikTok because I've already ruined it, you know? So at least if you're like, okay, I'm going to be like, not on my phone for a couple of hours because I want to fully immerse myself in doing this. Like last
Yeah.
week when my friend came around and we cleared out my room, and on my birthday we went out and stuff. Like I wasn't on my phone barely at all, like because I was just enjoying my time with her, but also like we were doing stuff, we were actively like sorting through things, whereas when I'm sat here it's very hard to like justify not just quickly looking at my phone.
You know, you made me think of something. Like, do you guys have a Fitbit or something else that like monitors like your whatever food or calorie or like health intakes or like vitals, anything like that?
I have a
I mean,
Fitbit,
my
but it just
Apple
like does
Watch,
my
kind of.
walking.
Yeah. So like, does Apple Watch maybe include screen time in your metrics? Do you guys ever review your screen time in your settings?
Sometimes I
Yeah.
look at it on my phone.
Yeah, when it says I've done less hours or more hours, I'm like, oh, let's have a look.
I mean, that's kind of cool though. Like, what I maybe that's something that people should incorporate if they're trying to use less social media. Like, review your screen time, just like you would if you were trying to like lose weight or get more sleep. You review the data to see where you were with it. Do the same thing with your screen time. Reward yourself for consuming less. I don't know. I could always use a good job. You didn't fucking doom scroll TikTok instead of getting ready this morning. Nice. You got to fucking work on time because you weren't fucking around on TikTok. I'm just kidding. Full disclaimer, I have never been late to work because of TikTok. That has never once happened. I'm not just saying that because this is public. That has never happened. Have I laid in bed too long? Yeah. Was I late? No. There's pros and cons for all of it. I think my biggest one is probably like sleep disturbance. Like my sleeping schedule gets fucked if I doom scroll TikTok to fall asleep versus doing something different. But
Oh yeah,
even then we have
same.
the TV on to fall asleep too.
It takes me longer to fall asleep if I doom scroll TikTok right before bed. Because I did that
See,
last night and I noticed that.
see, my For You page knows when it's nighttime for me because it starts showing me all the ASMR videos, and I'm like, oh, perfect. Now I'm feeling sleepy.
That's so good.
I'm like, give me all the ASMR. Let me fall asleep.
Your phone on the table. So like I just made a note, like look up ASMR and put your phone on the table. I've been putting on very quietly when I can't sleep. I'll find like a YouTube video that's like 25 minutes of rain. I love the sound of rain. And I'll just like put that up on my phone, turn off my screen because it plays in the background, and then I try to go to sleep.
I do like for a while I was listening to brown noise. Um like I put on like 30 minutes of brown noise and go to sleep. But now I'm listening to, oh, it's like someone's reading you a story, but
Oh.
it's kind of got like background noises as well that's like supposed to help you. It's called Down to Sleep, and it's softly spoken bedtime stories. But I'm listening to Jurassic Park at the moment with rain sounds, and it's super nice.
Are you serious? I'm looking this up immediately. You know how many times I've asked my husband in the course of like the 8 years that I've been with him to read me a bedtime story, and every fucking time he's like, absolutely not. Um, yeah.
Yeah, there's loads of
Look,
places out there that like the podcast where they'll do like an audiobook, or they'll like tell you a story that basically not one that you'll focus on, one that basically will become nonsense words as you fall asleep, so you're not like focused too much on the story that you can't fall asleep. And I literally have fucked myself because I cannot go to sleep without having some kind of rain noise, brown noise, this the audiobook kind of thing, anything. I need to have something like on as I fall asleep.
I
bad.
this is kind of
Okay.
related, but I had never been the type that needed like sound when I go to sleep. But since knowing Reagan will leave like a YouTube video or something on when he's going to sleep. And now I'm so used to it. I struggle to fall asleep now without some sort of like video in the background. I'm like,
Yep.
why?
Mine started mine started because at the time my ex and I broke up, like it was at night, and like a couple of things like really triggered me. So every time I would go to sleep, I would think about everything that happened. I really like put myself in a panic attack. It would be awful. So having like the calming sounds really helped. I mean, I don't have that anymore, but now my brain's like, hey, you're gonna put on the happy music, the happy noises to help us sleep, and I'm like, I got you.
Yeah. We'll put on like a TV show that we've seen a million times in the background. Like my favorite to fall asleep to is Rick and Morty because I have better dreams. He likes falling asleep to stuff like The Office, which is fine with me. He put politics stuff on in the background if I let him, but I'll have probably like nightmares.
That
Rona's
sounds
very into
awful.
politics.
I
Very
am
into
too, but that
politics.
sounds awful. Going to
We'll put
sleep
on
with that
like
on? Ugh. Nope.
Bosch
I'm good.
or I don't know. I've never seen him watch his son like outside of sitting at his computer, but he does put on Bosch. There's also a couple of
I
other people that he puts on. I'm like, you
every
fucking listen
now
to
and
this
then I'll
guy?
put on Hassan.
Do you
What's
have
his
like a
latest one?
timer
Ethan
that
Klein?
turns it off?
Yeah. Yeah. 30
Yeah,
minutes. I'll
because
set for
that's
like
Ethan
like
30 minutes to
really
like an
Klein?
hour.
fast.
Oh
He puts on
god.
I know. I know. I know. I know. I know. The brain cells I have lost, guys. It's
Oh yes,
when I'm
definitely.
having an off week, there was an influx of Ethan Klein. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm really curious how, because we're all content creators here, because we all stream on Twitch, how you feel like social media, including Twitch as social media, how that kind of affects your mental health, and how you think it kind of affects as content creators in general, if you don't want to like personalize it just to you.
I mean, it can be toxic. I do catch myself and take breaks, and there is a lot of guilt that stems from that. Like if I don't, because like I'm making commitments to myself that I'm not following through on. But in reality, like content creation does not pay any bills. There is no
No.
bill that it pays. Like there, I think there was a Twitter post, like something like, "How much money do you make from streaming?" And I'm like, "You guys are making money from this? Like all I'm doing is spending money on this." I mean, I'm kidding because I'm trying to turn it into something somewhat of a side hustle. So I do take it more seriously, but it is a lot of fucking work. And I don't know, I just have to prioritize. Like, am I going to take energy from the full-time job and career that I am building to invest in content creation? Would that be fucking amazing? Yeah. Is it going to make me nearly what I'm making now and feel as rewarding as what I'm doing now? No. So I don't know. Like I don't let it affect my mental health because at the end of the day, if it went away tomorrow, I'd be fine. Whereas my job, not so much.
I sometimes it affects me. Usually it's like Twitter, not so much on other social media platforms, but I feel like Twitter has the biggest effect on my mental health. And it's not like, it's not because of like bad news or stuff like that. It's usually because of like comparing myself to other mutuals. I don't really find myself comparing myself to these huge streamers because like I'm not on that level.
Mm.
There is no comparison. So I like when I do compare myself, it's usually to people like around my size and not people who are much bigger. And sometimes that does get me down, but at the end of the day, I stream because I enjoy it and I get over it.
See, like, though,
And
right, that you shouldn't do
yeah,
that. You shouldn't
Yeah,
compare yourself to others,
exactly.
even if they're kind of in the same bucket as you, because truly
Yeah.
they're not. Truly, their life is completely different. You're not living the same world, right?
Yeah. Uh, I saw a tweet today. It was about how like clicky Twitch can be.
Very
And I was
clicky.
like, "Oh my god, yes." And it's hard because like a lot of these people are in these cliques, and I mean, I'm not saying their content isn't good, but they do get extra views from it. So
Totally.
it's really easy to compare yourself to those people and be like, "Why don't I have those same numbers?" But in reality, they're getting all these views because they're like in these deep communities that just
Same
already
50
have a lot
people.
more views.
Everyone's sharing the same 50 people. That's
They
it.
are.
They're
They
just sitting
are.
at the same lunch table. That's all it
Yeah.
is.
Yep. Yep.
What
Yep.
about you, Dana?
well, as you guys know, I had like a mental health break from like December until like February. End of December until February. Because my mental health was like really low when I was on Twitch, and I was just constantly like comparing myself to other people who were at similar numbers as me. And like, obviously, I didn't have as many people in my co-working streams because it was around like coming up for Christmas and stuff. Um, and like Twitch is seasonal. It really depends. Like right now it's sunny and nice weather, so I'm sure people are going out more and stuff. And then like when it's Christmas time, people are spending more time with their families, and like in the summer, people are going out and going on holiday and stuff. So like I get it, but like I think it was just like a number of things and like comparing myself to other people. And Twitch is really hard for discoverability, so you kind of have to be on some kind of social media. And so like Blaze said, Twitter is like the worst because you see everybody who's doing so well, and everyone shares the good moments. And like I know
Yep.
people are getting better at sharing the bad moments, but like when you're scrolling through Twitter and all you're seeing is I've made partner, or
Yeah,
everyone's
exactly.
donated so much to this cause, and I'm like,
Yep.
I literally when I like went on my mental health break, I didn't even hit my goal for the Samaritan streams that I was doing, my charity ones, and I felt so awful. I mean, the whole thing is anything that you donate is like amazing because that's something they didn't have before, and I really do believe
Right.
that. But it was really hard when other people were also doing charity streams and they were hitting all their goals, and that's all you're seeing. It makes you feel like you're a failure. It's really awful the way that it's almost as if like Twitter knows, and it's like, hey, let's show you all these things to make you feel bad about yourself. And I just really got in my head so badly about it that I was like, I need to just like maybe take a break from Twitch and not kind of feed into it so much, because I felt like really shit about myself, like, and just thinking like, what am I doing? Like literally no one gives a shit. And it's awful because my favorite thing about Twitch is that I have made so many amazing friends. Like I wouldn't know you guys without Twitch. I wouldn't have met Braylon, and I wouldn't have the amazing community I have in Discord. I love my friends so much. Like I have so much care for them, and that is kind of why I keep going and doing this, and that's why I have to keep reminding myself is why I'm doing this, because it's really hard. Our brains really want to kind of compare, like they look at things, they kind of like really, especially people who overthink and have mental health, like it's very easy for your brain to latch onto negative things and be like, why can't you do that? We all have the same 24 hours. No, we don't. We all have different circumstances.
But you can. You can do that. It's just that was their day to do it, and then your day is in the future. Like, for every 5 "I made partner" that you see on Twitter, there were 5 other people looking at that like, "Fuck," like, it's
Yeah,
their time will
completely.
come. Like, when you hit
Yeah.
that point, you will be part of the people that get to announce it on that day too. And just gentle, loving, friendly reminder to everybody, there is a mute function on Twitter. I have partner push in there. I don't give a fuck if you're pushing for partner. I don't want to see it on Twitter. If I know you and I follow, like, I'm not going to come visit your stream because you're doing a partner push. That's
Yeah,
not
exactly. Yep.
I like curate your feeds. Be more strict about it. I God, I love the mute button on Twitter. God, I love the fucking mute button. Any drama, any phrase that just irks me, like the latest ones I've been adding are all like the Twitter ones, like, "This could cost $10 million, but I'm gonna give it to you for free." No.
Oh.
I don't see any of those anymore.
It's so hard as well though, because like because you're comparing yourself and stuff, it's really hard to kind of get yourself out of that mindset. And then like for me, I was streaming like at one point I streamed 6 out of 7 days in a week,
Oh.
and I just burnt myself out. I was doing like my normal 3 streams a week plus adding an extra one plus like
Mhm.
other ones sometimes as well. And now I only stream 2 days a week, and I changed my Tuesday one to a movie night because I was just like, I can't function like this anymore since I took my mental health break. Like I came back and I was like, I can't do this. Enjoy just 2 days of me.
I learned that with Reagan because it's like when we started out, we were streaming like 5 days a week easily, and it just got to be way too much. So
Yeah, you guys
three
did a
days a week
lot.
is easy, or three, not four.
Dude, I barely make the 2 to 3 a week work. Like, I'm most consistent about co-working streams because they hold me the most accountable for actually fucking, like, doing the work. Like, it's boring now. See, now I've ruined myself. I've ruined myself with quiet focus time because, like, I'm bored as shit doing quiet focus time shit by myself. I'd rather get my laptop and go sit with Rona. I have to body double now to plan my weeks.
I think it's hard as well when you stream because you feel like you have to do like a certain amount of hours, otherwise it kind of doesn't seem worth it. Like you're like, oh, I can't just do like a half-hour stream. I can't just do 1 hour stream. Like I have to make it like, worthwhile. I have to make it a couple of hours and stuff. And then like you see all these people doing 24-hour streams or like 6 hour stream or 8 hour streams, and you just like you think, well, I should be able to do that.
It's so, like, it depends. So for the Twitch, like, Twitch viewership in general, like Zach Bussy, is that his last name? I think he talked about this a little bit. Like, 3 hours is the sweet spot because the way that the Twitch push notifications work and the average time for people to come into your stream is about 45 minutes. So if you do an hour-long stream, you're going to hit most of the time peak viewership right at the 45-minute mark, and then you've only streamed for 15 minutes longer. So the recommended average is 3 hours, but you could absolutely push 2 hours, 2.5 hours. But that's just if you want to optimize your viewership. If you can only stream, guys, I did a stream the other day where I just needed to do one fucking task and I could not bring myself to do it by myself. I streamed for an hour in like 15 minutes and I was like, okay, bye. And they're like, what the fuck? Where are you going? I'm like, I don't know. I got other shit to do though, and it's not this. See ya.
I was just actually thinking about when you streamed going to the craft store to pick up paint and stuff. And then
Jesus.
like I know Ali has previously done like really short car streams, and those are always like really fun as well. But they're like short because you're in your car. Like how long are you gonna sit in your car for? Like, but they're so much fun, and they're maybe like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and like I do think sometimes like having short streams is kind of nice because then people can join. They know it's a short one. They can like just chill, and then like they can just like instead of being like, oh, how much longer are you streaming for? Oh, another like 3 hours. Okay.
Honestly,
I'll like
do
wait.
do all the things. Try all the things. Like, I'm
Yeah.
thinking about doing like vlog stuff. Make social media your fucking bitch. Twitch counts in that. Like, make it work for you. We try to fit ourselves in like the societal boxes of what we feel like we should be doing on social media and everything we should be participating in. No, that's so boring. Just do what feels good to you.
Do you guys ever feel like in your whole streaming journey that you've ever felt kind of this pressure to do like a 12-hour stream or a 24-hour stream, or like a stream that's like a long, like a lot of hours,
I used
more
to.
than you usually would?
Then I burned myself out, and now I don't do that anymore.
Honestly, no. I've never felt the pressure to do like a super long stream, like a 12-hour stream or something like that. Cuz like in reality, most people aren't going to stay for the whole time. So,
No,
I've just never put that pressure on me.
there's a couple small communities that will. Like I follow Evan Blair Art, and he does 20 hours a week. That's like his schedule, and like that's like his job though. So he does 5 days a week, 5-hour streams, and it's all planned and it's curated and it's an amazing time. He is my
I
staple through
think
my work week.
I think if Twitch was like my full-time job, I would I would feel the pressure to do like longer streams, but if it's just like something I'm doing on the side, no. But that also
Still got to
comes
make it
down to
work.
money because like you need the money. So
Got to
longer
make it work
streams
for
just
you.
make sense.
I don't know if streaming would be as fun for me if I had to do it for a full-time job though, to be honest with you. That's a lot
Wha-
of pressure.
One
Like
of
it's one thing
our
to go to the
friends,
office, yeah, and have like your
one of our
boss look at
friends
you,
is
but
finding that out without
it's
naming who.
it's tough. Like you're pretty much jumping on camera and like the world is watching you work. That's a fucking crazy amount of pressure.
I wish I had more time for Twitch and to stream and like not feel like tired all the time. But at the same time, I'm like, would I like this to be my only job? I mean, I feel like if I have reduced hours, that might work, but I really wouldn't want Twitch to be my only source of income, because what happens, like at the moment we're in a cost of living crisis, or like, Christmas
Yeah.
comes around the corner, and then it's like, oh shit, I don't have as many subs this month, or I don't have as many like bits added or any donations, and then you're just like, that's like like your house is like, your rent, your bills, everything is riding on the fact that other people are gonna donate to you that month. That would stress me the fuck out, like, I
Yes. Oh my
swear.
god. Knackers has an amazing video. I'm definitely going to share it in fucking resources. I laughed my fucking ass off. I have to share it with you guys cuz it nails Twitch like just right between the eyes. It's so great. I truly believe that the social part should be fun. I try to have fun with it. I feel like I don't know. I'm a pattern person, like I'm a routine person. I feel like there is like a template that you can kind of fit if you really want to fit social media and like grow with it. But you have to understand that it is work and you have to take care of yourself. You have to get sleep. Like super brief, like I'm planning a long stream. I don't know how it's going to go, but I took a whole week off and I'm doing it in the beginning of the week. That way I have days after to sleep and recuperate and not be on the computer and not have to deal with anything. So that way when I go back to work, I'm not like fucking dead tired. I don't know how people do 24-hour streams and then fucking take like a day off and go back to work. Like that's asking for burnout. You're
Oh
begging
yeah.
for burnout. Please just put the burnout all over my face. Just like all over my fucking face. Disgusting.
But how are you making sure that you're gonna stay healthy during those 24, making sure you're drinking enough, making sure you're taking enough breaks that you
Yeah,
need and
I have
stuff?
breaks built in. So I have the schedule laid out. It's like 3 hours of actual like art and then a 15-minute stretch break and sesh break and then like another 15 minutes of like break. So there's gonna be multiple breaks because I fucking old. Guys, I can't sit here for 24. I don't even know if it's going to be 24 hours. It might just be the 8, but still 8 hours is a long fucking time to be sitting at a desk. So, ugh, anyone joining on that, you're going to be required to do the stretchy stretches too. I will not be responsible. I do not have health insurance for you. Get your shit together.
I think as well, if you're doing a long stream like that and you are taking those breaks and you're making sure, you're kind of also making sure that the people watching you are being healthy and doing like the breaks and stuff. Because like, I don't know if you guys remember last year when I did that like 10-hour stream by accident because I was just trying to find Lucky on Animal
Oh
Crossing.
my god, that was so long.
That was ridiculous. It was like, you're still streaming? Dana, I went to sleep and I woke up.
It just got to the point where it was like, well, I've gone this far, I might as well continue. But it was really unhealthy. I had a like pot noodle for my dinner because I was like, I'm kind of streaming, I don't want to finish, and I was like not doing my push to checks at all, not taking real breaks really. I was frustrated, I was tired. I finished at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I started probably like, I don't know, 10 hours before that, whatever that was.
Oh my gosh.
And it was like crazy.
Imagine like 10 hours of Animal Crossing not being good for you. Couldn't be me.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything about that.
So 10 hours of Animal Crossing without the streaming, none of us would have batted an eye. We would have been like, you got some water breaks in there, right? You took some time to go to the, to go pee, and you ate while you played Animal Crossing. Like, none of us would have batted an eye. But adding streaming to the mix, probably not a great idea.
Yeah, it was not great because talking about being old and backs and things, I was like this like the whole time.
Oh, jeez.
And then
Rick.
like the next day, I'm like, oh, I really ate like all over. Oh, I wonder why. Like, oh, I wonder what that's all about.
Okay, I'm sorry to deviate on the topic, but like super brief, why the fuck aren't there more comfortable chairs out on the market? Like actually meant for you to sit here for hours on end? Do I actually have to go buy a lazy boy?
There's definitely chairs out there, but you you want to look for ergonomic chairs.
Yeah, but then they cost like an arm and a leg.
I
like,
know they
actual arm,
like,
which is
why can't they
$1,000,
make an
and a leg,
affordable one,
which is
like
another
come on.
$1,000, and they
That's
charge
crazy.
shipping, and you have to put the fucking thing together yourself. No.
I don't even, like, no way. I've got this like fucking thing, and I like, it's old, it's not great, but at least it supports me a little bit. Like, I don't know, streamer chairs just look really uncomfortable sometimes.
Yeah, this chair is not comfortable.
I just wouldn't want things touching, like constricting me in. Like,
I end
I
up
don't like
sitting
that.
forward
You want
too,
that?
so like
I
my
don't want
back
that.
isn't normally all the way this far.
I don't like that, Dana. Like, you want the things that jut out? I don't. Because then my
No, I
shoulders hit
don't.
them. Oh, you don't want them? I
No,
don't.
I'm like, why would you want that? Like,
Yeah.
what?
Men? I think it's because they're built for men. It's to support their broad shoulders. I have little bird shoulders. They don't need this. I need
Yeah.
to be.
They
We
need to
need
do better.
women's
They
made
need to
gaming
do
chairs.
better if you're listening, people.
Or just better chairs.
I hope someone reaches out on chairs made for women, because I'm sick of these. I'm sick of them. This is a goddamn expensive chair. It's not very comfortable. What would you say your biggest takeaway was from this episode?
That we're not alone. That we
Yeah,
definitely not
struggle.
alone. Mine's setting boundaries. Set the boundaries with the digital world. You have to find a good balance and be selfish about it. Like, people will be more accepting of your selfishness and the boundaries that you set than you think they will. You're going to argue with someone if they say I'm taking a screen break and I'm taking a screen detox. You're doing what? You're not going to answer me because no one's going to fucking do that. Take your goddamn detox. It's fine.
most people will say, heck yeah, I wish I was doing the same thing.
I think I'm going to be looking more and comparing like the hours that I'm on my phone a bit more. I kind of see them and it's like, you're on your phone like 1 hour more. And I'm like, yeah, that's because last week I was doing this. Like, instead, I should really be like actually properly looking into it and poring over that kind of information. And also taking advantage of focus mode maybe a bit more, or like
I
at all.
think I want to look at my usage for sure a little bit more and take it, I guess, more seriously, because like I look at it and I'm just like, yeah, okay, whatever, I don't really care.
Yeah.
But I think I want to take that a little bit more seriously, and then also find stuff to do that like isn't on my phone or isn't on a computer, so like reading or something like that. I prefer a physical book, so maybe I need to go out and buy some more books.
Retail therapy, I love it.
Yeah.
You guys want to start a book club?
Oh,
I'd be down.
maybe.
I kind of joined a book club, and I think they're going to read Alice in Wonderland, which seems cool. And I like some of the people in that group, but I only know one of the people in that group. And it doesn't feel like a clique, but I don't, I'm just a stranger. I'm just a stranger. They don't know
Good way
me.
to make some friends.
That's true.
I know I want to do that. And then at the same time, I'm like, oh, I don't want to. I want to just know the people I know already.
You should just start like a book club with like all of our community members.
I'm down. I'm start.
Just another thing on Steph's to-do list now.
Don't fucking call me out like that. Don't know me. See, this is the problem with getting to know people. They fucking know you. Jesus Christ. Perception.
Also, like giving people shit is like my love language. So
Same.
Well, thank you guys for listening in. We hope you found some value. Join us on Discord to access resources mentioned in each episode and find your people, as we have Dana. Follow us on social media and tune into our next episode, The Power of Gratitude and Positive Thinking. Does positive thinking actually work? Bye.
Bye.